Hot diggity dog, YouTubies. Check out what we're working on today. Yeah, that's right. A Corolla. It's not that exciting, but that's fine. I'm in the garage at my house today because that's where this thing's been buried for the last year, a little over a year. I don't know for sure. But when this thing came about, I couldn't pass it up. I got it for 200 bucks. And when I did get it, it had fenders and a hood and the rest, but it was mangled. So I took it off, took it to the scrap yard immediately for the cash. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm not sure. I'm gonna bend this stuff back out of the way. I'm not replacing that today, no, because I don't have a welder or a grinder. And it's cold and I don't want to pull the Honda out and yank it out. So what I'm gonna do is just pry it out the best I can and do some motor mounts. This car was actually my girlfriend's grandma's car. Thankfully, her grandma wasn't the one that wrecked the car. So she's fine. That's good. It was actually her aunt. And she's fine too. But that lady is a trooper. Let me tell you what. She did this. And then on my 4th of July party was jumping on my trampoline and literally broke her neck. And walked home. Or not walked home, but hung out the rest of the night. And then walked to the car and went home. So she's a tough 60-year-old lady, okay? I don't even know how old she is. That was just a guess. Sorry, hopefully I didn't offend you, okay, if you're watching. But I couldn't pass this car up at the time. It's been sitting to where I could get to it now. I bought new motor mounts, and let me show you why. When this was hit, she done plumb snapped off. Like, there's supposed to be a bolt there, and that's supposed to be shifted a little bit. But you could see, fans got crushed, radiator's a goner, transmission cooler is a goner, headlight goner. That headlight's even broken right there, so that's a goner. The airbags did not blow, thankfully, because the sensor was just dangling like that. Is it good? Is it bad? Made it cheaper on my pocket. So there's 4 motor mounts. I gotta get to them. I'm gonna do the easy ones for sure, and I'm gonna contemplate about the 4th back lower one back there. Well, that being said, I think it's time to get to work. Oh, I did forget to say that her grandma was a smoker. And this thing, I tell you, just reeks. Oh, there's the bumper. But reeks of cigarettes. Like, they just hotboxed it for 20 years. And that's what it sounds like, smells like, sounds like. I don't know if you could hear the smell of cigarettes, okay? But you can today. Just hear it and smell it at the same time. I hate the smell of cigarettes. Cannot stand it. So, this car just makes my entire garage smell with that one window open. And I don't like it. You know? I hate cigarettes with a passion. The cool thing about this car is it did run after the accident. It literally rear-ended a parked car or maybe a car on the street. I don't know for sure, but it rear-ended a car, okay? And it ended up driving the 2 or 3 blocks home the rest of the way. It's fine. So I've got faith it'll run, it'll drive. Just gotta make it roadworthy again. And that's not gonna be in today's video, like I said. We're just gonna focus on the motor mounts and disassembly and getting it ready for that. And you'll see the car again, you'll see it complete. It's not today. I mentioned that I was in my home garage instead of the shop at Plum Customs over there. Because, like I said, the car was here. And it's 35 degrees out there. I know it don't look like no 35 degrees with that sun beaming, whatever, but it is, okay? I got the heat blasting over there. I got the propane heat over here. Don't worry, I ain't killing myself. That door, I go in and out enough times that door lets the breeze come in, okay? So I'm not gonna die today. Not today anyways. Unless this car smashes me. Okay, now here's another reason that I'm not going to town and doing this entire job in my garage. Because I only got a select few of tools here. A big ass thermos, a big old thermos that is huge. A 20-piece socket set and some random pliers and wrenches and stuff like that. So that's another reason why we're just doing the simple stuff over here. Because supplies are limited. Tools are strange. Okay? They might be old-ish, but I do what I can. I don't like working in the cold. So that's why I'm working over here. For multiple reasons, okay? The car's here. This little garage is easier to warm up, maybe. Probably not. Very likely, actually. So, I'm gonna quit talking to you guys finally, and I'm gonna start taking stuff apart while drinking coffee. Yep.
Yo, go to town. Get my little tinner. Swap it out. My little tinner here. I should just get the old impact, but myself, my man pack. Not even that tight. You know? Not tight at all. Now, am I time lapsing or am I videoing? I think I'm actually videoing. I don't like seeing my face like that. I'm gonna keep that in the video. Yeah. That's why I got my table. Bottom rock tools. What am I doing? Bring this puppy up next to me here. This is nice. Quiet. Keep the tunes quiet so I don't have any copyright claims. Yeah. Here's another piece. Stick these back in their homes. Stick them in their homes, so you don't forget where they go. Oh, I should have cut myself up. Alright. Oh. Huh. Put the tin back away. Who do you think it is? Definitely not the 17er. He's probably the 14er. Yep. Flavor of the 14. That's right. Man impact right there. Don't need no old man tools. Oh, but I do need a wrench. A wrench? Oh, I don't even need a wrench. All I do is untwist it. What's wrong with me? There we go. Got a little too much pressure on it now on this side. Alright. Drive on it. There we go. That's okay for now. Support that just a wee.
I got the fans out. Well, the fan, and this bad boy was just shredded up here and smashed, completely smashed into the radiator here. You can see the little plastic chunk still there. And look at that sucker blew open right there. See that? She's definitely no longer good. But in my opinion, I was looking here, and if this accident would have happened maybe 1 more mile an hour, it'd have taken out this intake. Because you could see here, let me get you in there. Almost looks like there's rub marks on at least these 3 from the fan or something rubbing on it when I had trailered it home. So that's good, in my opinion. That saved us a lot of time and money. So far so good, even though it was ugly to start. I did end up shredding a little nut out of this thing that holds the main radiator support. She needs a little tweaking and straightening. We'll weld on a new nut, and then we'll chop out this radiator support here. You see that all these welds, just pretty much spot welds, just split right apart. This AC line here, she almost kinked all the way. It's not pretty at all, but it's not completely closed, so that might still work. I'm probably not gonna mess with it. The alternator wires, they got shredded right off, so those will need a connecting. But other than that, pretty easy to go back together. I exposed one of the other motor mounts, getting rid of the fan here. That one's obviously easy. That one looks pretty easy. And I haven't even located the one back here. But oh look, this is where you fill up your coolant. It's in the back. You fill it up back here now. Here's your radiator cap too. Those suckers went flying all the way from up here to back there. Danged. I ended up with a bunch of visitors out here working in the garage. We got Roxy, she's a good girl. This is my good girl Roxy. This Nazboo, or White Dog, as Emmett calls him. Then we got Minnie. She's a good girl. She's actually a puppy from Roxy, just like Phoebe is too. This Phoebe, you guys seen Phoebe quite a few times now. She's also a puppy from Roxy. They're just hanging out, checking for mice for me. I enjoy their company. They're a bunch of cuties. And we're missing one. We got little Rosie. She's inside with Mom for now, but these 4 come hang out with me. Man, I gotta say, I love my animals' companies all the time, alright? It's great to be working at home and say, come on in, puppy dogs, you know? It's great. I love animals. So 5 dogs, 2 pigs, a cat. Yeah, I said 2 pigs. I got 2 mini pigs. I'll show you them bad boys, or maybe clip a little picture right here and show you. But I'm not gonna run inside just to show you. Yeah, I also said inside. My pigs got their own room to themselves in my house, okay? Yes, they're like my kids. They got their own room, they hang out, they do their thing, okay? They eat a lot. That's great too, because the pigs, no leftovers. That's right, if it's getting to be I haven't ate it quick enough, or I don't want to eat it, straight to the pigs, and they love every bit of it. Arr, mateys! So, I put her on the stands to be safe, because I needed to look at the back motor mount, because I don't feel comfortable with myself or feel good about myself by leaving that one motor mount because of laziness. So we got her up, we located the position, and it's honestly doesn't look that hard to replace. I think the hardest part would be getting the old one snuck out of the tiny crevice and then the new one snuck in the tiny crevice. Other than that, I think it'll go okay. Alright, YouTubies, I ran into my first problem of the day, and that's a lack of tools. I need a deep weld socket, and all I've got is the shorties. I've searched this entire mess ish, checked all the other cars that I keep spare tools in, and I don't have a deep 14. So I'm gonna move on to the next one. Hope I remember where those other bolts go, and hope I don't need another deep weld for, or excuse me, or hopefully I don't need a deep weld on the next one too. So I'm gonna shoot over here to this top one because it's right here on the top and easy to get to. So I'm just gonna do this one right here, this thing, and then move on. I kind of thought that I was gonna have to take the battery tray out because the motor mount bolt I need to get out was gonna run right into it. But then I noticed there's no bolts holding it in, so I gave her a little wiggle test, and it's just sitting there chilling like a villain. But I do think I need to take this bracket off still, because the bolt's pretty long, longer than this 2-inch gap here. But that's just for tanners. That's right, the socket that always disappears. Hopefully I can keep a hold of mine, because I like it a lot, dearly. And something like that is a new motor mount. I left the bolt loose so we can have wiggle room for the others, and then I'll come back and tighten them all together. Now I think I'm going to tackle this one on the front, way down here. So, yep. Well, I think I'm on a good trail. I got one motor mount in, and I got the all foam fixed with all the zip ties in the bag. Well, I got this new puppy in. She's still loose, so we have adjustments still. Now it's time for this broken guy. I got this puppy out and found an ear's broken off of the bracket to the block that goes to the motor mount. So I think what I'm gonna do here is what Puddin's Fab Shop would do. If 2 don't hold it, 3 never woulda. And then I'll come back and replace that little thing when I can find one or get it shipped. But we need to get the motor mount back in so it'll at least hold the motor with 2 bolts. So maybe we could at least drive this thing eventually without the front end and stuff. And if you haven't checked out Puddin's Fab Shop or Junkyard Digs or Vice Grip Garage or any of the others I forgot, just go and check them out. And they're a lot of the inspiration as to getting me on YouTube. So I try not to be a copycat. I got the last, well, I shouldn't say last, the third out of the 4 motor mounts done Puddin style. That's right, Puddin style. If 2 wouldn't hold it, 3 never woulda. So that's in there. As you can see, it's all shiny. I snugged it up. That one's in there. I snugged it up, not like tightened, just snug. And then number 3, snug. So now it's back to this one back there. I don't know if you can see because it's not very bright, but I'm back to that one, and I gotta go to the Plum Custom Shop to be able to get my tools for the deep sockets because I don't have any here, which is a bummer, but it's no big deal. I can still complete the job and move on. And with that being said, it's about time to go pick up little dude from school here soon. So when I do that, I'm gonna run over to Plum Customs shop and pick up my tools. So for now, be back. Hey, it's a new day for me over here. And I grabbed the socket set that's got the deep welds from Plum Customs, which is at my dad's house, aka Grandpa's, okay? Yep, I said it. Today is a new day. I got a brand new cup of coffee, and the reason it's a new day is because I spent a little too much time at Grandpa's last night. Yep, the safety meeting extended longer than I expected, as usual, but that's not a problem. We can still move forward, keep going, get this motor mount on, and see what else we could get ourselves into today. But probably getting this motor mount would be the end of the video. But the end of this video is definitely not going to be the end of the content on this car, because as you can see, there's no fenders, no hood, no bumper, the radiator support's smashed. So we'll just wrap that stuff up into another video, and then probably a paint job, maybe in another video or something. I don't know. But there'll be more on this car, I would assume, very soon, because this car's got to go. It's got to get sold. It's got to get out of my garage so I can put my K5 back in here. Alright, YouTubies. So, I took out the old one, and look, can you even believe I was even thinking of leaving that thing in there? What an idiot. But beyond that, it's out, and I'm put the new one in. I got the final motor mount in, and let me tell you, took a whooping, okay? But thankfully, my buddy Bob over there, he come to join me, help me with the motor mount, and help me solder the alternator wires back together, because I don't have a soldering gun. So thanks to him for coming out and helping, and I'll let you guys watch. The little dippy of some flux. Now we're waiting for this little guy to warm that little tippy, just the tip. And then you select your shrink wrap, and we're going with the clears because we can. You give them a little love real quick. Forget to put your heat shrink on the wires before you solder everything together. And once you got them together, don't forget it to give a tug test. You want to make sure the connection is solid. And then you bring a little heat shrinker right over your little exposed wire here. Something like that.
Yep, you get it centered.
Then you get your nice heat gun out, and you just let it shrink itself and create a nice little connection. Sealed connection, my bad.
This is the adhesive inside.
And this is a proper connection, wire connection, rather than the crimp connectors, because this will last way longer. Less problems in the future. Then you should have something like this that reaches with a solid connection. Should be good to go. So we got some success. We got the motor mounts in. Finally, it took 2 days, but that's a lack of tools on my part. We got our alternator clip in. So now that's a successful warm snack break to me. And then we worry about getting the battery tray and our air box in, and then we'll put a battery in it and fire it up for you guys. Okay? Okay. You gonna keep staring at me? Alright, we got our battery in, our air box on, the key is finally in the ignition. Do you think it'll start? Did we do our stuff right? What's your guess? Here we go. Oh, check that out. Like nothing, It hasn't been sitting here for a year, no way. So we better shut her off before we kill ourselves because the garage door is not open. But I think that's a success. So I think this is going to conclude the video. Motor mounts are done and all the other goodies. It starts. But for my lack of tools here, I think I've got to shut it down and move the next project to my dad's house, Plum Customs. And I had fun doing it. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. So if you liked it, like it, please. Share this to your friends because we don't got many of you guys watching. That's a problem. And subscribe.